Hi, boys and girls. Happy Friday. So, yesterday I asked you to start thinking about something you would like to write about, something new to write about. I asked you to get a good picture in your head because this week we've been talking about details and getting a really good, clear picture in our head of what we want to write about. So, our pictures are very detailed and our readers know exactly what we're writing about. So, I decided my new writing piece is going to be about me cooking because I like to cook. So, I'm going to close my eyes and think, okay, where do I cook? In my kitchen. So now I have to picture myself in my kitchen. When I cook, I have different things out. So, maybe I should think of something specific, something I like to cook. I like soups. So, I'm gonna picture myself cooking albóndigas. Yummy. That sounds really good right now. I could go for that. That means I need certain things out. I need a big pot. All right, so now I see myself in the kitchen with the big pot on a stove. And that probably means I have a cutting board out with onions and tomato and celery. I also have a bowl with ground beef in it and an egg to make the meatballs and some seasonings like salt, pepper, garlic, oregano. All right, I think I got a pretty good picture in my head. That's what I want you to do with your new topic. I want you to think about what you want to write about, close your eyes, and get a really good picture. Think of all the things you need. Think of all the things that you want to have. So if you are talking about surfing, like our friend Hina, she would think about all the things she takes to the beach when she goes surfing. You need to think of everything that could add to your picture, all right? Make sure anything you add has something to do with your topic. So our friend Jamond, when he was adding details to his picture, at first his picture had a spider in it. But then when he went back and added more details, he added a spider web. Why did he add a spider web? Because spiders make spider webs. If he put a doghouse in his picture, that wouldn't make sense because he wasn't writing about dogs, he was writing about spiders. So he put a spider web. So when we do our pictures and we are thinking hard about what our picture should look like, make sure that all the things in your picture have something to do with what you're writing about. So when I'm drawing my picture of cooking, I'm gonna make sure that everything in my picture has something to do with me cooking. All right, you ready? Let's get started. So the first thing I do on my piece of paper is write my name. What's my name again? Oh, it's Mrs. Butchery. So am I gonna write Aaliyah? No. Am I gonna write Anella? No. I'm gonna write Mrs. Butchery because that's my name. So there's my name. Before I draw my picture, I'm gonna get that clear picture in my head of me in the kitchen with the pot on the stove. I got some veggies out, my cutting board out, and some spices, and my ground beef in the bowl. Let me make sure I know what my kitchen looks like too, because I have my stove, and then the sink, and then there's counter space. So I gotta make sure I have a clear picture. So, let's get started. I have my clear picture in my head. I'm gonna draw my stove right here. What does my stove look like? It kind of looks like this. And I am very lucky because I have a gas stove. You're young, you don't know the importance of that, but that's very, very exciting for me. Okay. So, back to it. So I'm gonna draw the little, oops, things my stove has, okay. And then a big pot, like I was telling you. All right, so there's that. There's some counter space over here. Finish maybe drawing my stove. And then there's a counter. And my sink is right here. That's my faucet. All right, and then here's more counter space. All right. Do you remember what else I said? I said I have a pot, but I said I have other things. Because we don't just have a pot when we cook, we need the actual food, right? So I said I have some vegetables and a cutting board. So I'm gonna draw that. I'm gonna draw a cutting board here. And maybe a knife. And we'll pretend like this is a tomato. And this is an onion. And this is celery. And then I also said I had a bowl with ground beef in it. And I'm gonna put an egg. I'm gonna put an egg right here because it's kind of hard to draw it in the ground beef. All right. That's some of the food I need. I don't have the rice out. Oh, I don't have the rice out, so that's something I can put. I'll put just a bag of rice. I'll put the bag of rice here. Not measured or anything, just a bag of rice. And then I also said, oh, spices. The spices. All right, I'm gonna put right here. Salt, pepper, garlic, and oregano. I don't really know. Maybe I'll put like dots at the top to show that's where it comes out. I don't know how to draw that, but that's okay. I'm trying my best. All right, that's what I was talking about, but there's someone I need in here. Who's doing the cooking? Me. I was talking about how I like to cook, so I need myself in the picture, right? All right, so here I am. Here's my face. Eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, looks like I have dark eyes. I have some curly hair. I'm gonna draw curly hair. I have a neck. I have arms. I have a body. We're gonna pretend I have shorts on. And I have feet. I'm cooking or I'm cleaning, I like to have music on because I also like music. I like to sing and dance. I'm not a very good singer. I'm going to sing to you anyway sometimes, but I'm not very good at it. However, I do still like to sing, so I put my music on and I dance and I sing while I cook and while I clean. So I'm going to put some music on. I have a little speaker that hooks up to my phone. It kind of looks like this. So I'm going to draw sounds like lines to show that there's music coming out, okay? And there's like a play button on here. And I'm going to draw my phone here because the music's coming from my phone. All right. I think that's a pretty good amount of detail so far. And if I think of anything else, I can always go back and add more to my picture to make it even more detailed so that my readers even know more about my cooking. Yeah, you can always add more to make your writing better. All right, my awesome authors. So I had a clear picture in my head. I drew down everything I could think of. And if I think of anything else, I can always go back and add more. Now, I'm going to start labeling. I'm going to start labeling first what I know. Well, I know how to write my name, so I can label myself. So why don't we start there? Here I am, right here. And you know what? I'm going to write my first name, not Mrs. Betry. I'm going to write Patricia. 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 So when you do your drawing, I want you to make sure you label yourself. All right? The one thing I want you to label is yourself. If you want to try to label the other things, please do. But since we haven't learned all our letter names and sounds, I don't expect that from you. I really just want you to try and label yourself, okay? All right. Although I'm not expecting that of you, I still want to model it because that is something that we're learning in kindergarten, and it's something that we will expect you to do later in the future. Not now, later, but in order for you to learn how to do it, I've got to model it for you. So I'm going to continue, and we're going to label, let's see, 2 more things, okay? So first I want to label this thing. Do you remember what that is on top of the stove? It's a pot. So if we say it slowly and look for the initial sound, the first sound, which is something you've been working on in phonemic awareness with Miss Stratton. If we say it slowly and look for the first sound, we can find the letter for that sound. Pot, pot, pot. P is the first sound in pot. The letter that makes P is P. So we're going to write a P next to the pot. All right, why don't we label the sink? Let's label the sink. The sink's important because that's where I wash my dishes, right? So we're gonna label the sink. 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 S. S makes the sound. So I'm gonna put an S for sink. Why don't we also label the rice? This will be the last thing we label for today. Rice. 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 R. R makes like kind of a motorcycle. R. So I'm going to put an R right here for rice. All right, that's where we're going to end it for the week. I want you to keep this, okay? So if you have it on a paper, a loose paper, make sure you keep it someplace safe because we're gonna use it again next week, okay? To add more to our pictures and to continue working on labeling. Keep it someplace safe. If you have it in your composition book, well, you already know where it's at, right? All right, well, that's all for today. Thank you for being with me, awesome authors, and I will see you next week. Bye.